Ah.
Hey, welcome. I think this time to Temptations. Psychic, you're on.
For the very
Yeah,
first time,
for the very
welcome.
first time today.
Take
Welcome.
1.
Yes, first try. I love that. No, hello and welcome to Temptations Session 4. I hope everybody is ready. We are going to be having a fun, definitely totally chill, nothing extravagant. We're not playing with time. We're not fighting zombies that just keep coming back. I'm not going to scare my players. It's fine. But speaking of scaring my players, last session you guys had finished off the guard and the commoners that were in Birrell, which is the kind of abandoned town. And then you guys just kind of chilled until nighttime and then decided to leave afterwards, which was, I don't know, a rather interesting kind of
Is that really what
session.
happened?
Well, no,
I don't know
but
about
that's
chilled
what I
until
remember.
nighttime.
That's what I remember. I think someone wrote down notes, but maybe they were just imagining things. I'm not sure.
Some weird stuff happened.
No, we learnt that there is a time element to the game and some huge illusion magic going on in Birrell, to the point where you guys investigated the cellar underneath the first house, which is the top one, and found a very papery, mache looking ass bitch that had died, quotation marks, about 30 years beforehand. And you guys had to fight some zombies, which was hilarious. You should go watch it because that was interesting. Also, if you want to go back and watch that episode just for Killer Bubble's face, it's
Yeah.
comedy gold.
It was pretty great.
But afterwards, you had learnt a few things. One, Lando went down for the first time, which was exciting for me. And
Not
then
the first
Coral.
time.
Oh, that's a pun, I think.
Gross. Hey, that might be. Yeah, that is a pun.
That is inspiration.
Hey.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
But we also learned that Coral has been visited by some divine being of some sort that had pulled him from reality, temporarily displaced him, and then sent him back a few minutes beforehand to retry, essentially, with the body of the person that was kind of just sitting in the cellar.
I'd actually forgotten
Eventually,
about that.
Coral
Yeah.
doesn't really understand all that happened there. All he knows is he doesn't want to have that happen again.
Well, we'll
That
see.
was weird.
Yeah.
But then you set fire to the building. You poured stuff down. You set fire to the building because you're like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." And then Rose was like, "Trees," and touched a tree and learned that it was a druidic circle, some form of druidic ritual. And after a few minutes, the druid had come up and tapped you on the forehead and brought you back to reality. And the entire town had been abandoned. It had been burnt down many, 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 many years ago. And everyone was like, "Yeah, no, I'm good," and deuces. And that is where we left off the last session, where it is the dead of night, as everybody has decided they would rather leave this village than stay here for the night. So, how far along would you like to travel?
Basically, I think we should be like pushing as far as we can, as far as we have the energy to go. Because I want to get away from this town. I don't want to get any of this magic, whatever is going on in there, on us again. We can camp out wherever on the side of the road.
Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near
camp, I
that
definitely need
place. Yeah, I say we walk at least like an hour or two if we've got it left in us.
I think hours
How
is safe.
long? Like, what time is it? How long have we been up?
So right now, you guys have been awake since
years.
about 30 years. No, you guys had left the first town. Did you guys leave at first light? No, you didn't. You ended up going straight away. So I'd probably say that you guys have been up for like quite a while. I'd probably say like your regular, as day breaks, everybody wakes up. So it's probably like maybe 1 a.m. So you guys have been up for like 18, 19 hours at this stage.
Okay.
Yeah. Then an hour.
I'm behind, like moving at least an hour or two away.
I would say, due to the fact of the illusionary magic showing a lot more daytime than it was night when you got to Birrell. You're not feeling the effects of being up for so long, so you won't be exhausted because, as far as you guys were concerned, the sun was still up. That keeps you awake. But as soon as it hit nighttime, there was a sense of lethargic feeling. But you still have the energy to walk a little further. You'll still be able to get a proper rest. It'll just mean that you'll start tomorrow later.
I'm okay with sleeping in, but I do want to put a little bit of distance between us and whatever that was. Something
Yes,
something
this would
odd
be an
is going
interesting
on.
experiment, but I don't think we're ready for that yet.
God, I kind of don't want to come back through here if we go back, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I suppose. Let's just get as far away as we can, and then we'll pitch a camp for the night.
Okay.
Sounds like a
So we're
plan.
traveling out for about an hour. As you guys are
And
walking
then
along.
Lando's like, well, and starts playing the Detect Magic song.
As you're walking around Lando playing Detect Magic for an hour as you're walking along this like kind of funnily deep, muddy pathway as you're kind of going through, the ground is glowing a light red, and it's showing that it's the after effects of the blood rain that had been happening around the areas beforehand, before Birrell, and now after. Val, you're also able to notice that the ground is has a bit of a reddish tinge, namely because you're not looking up, you're mainly looking down, focusing on your tools, so you're able to see the ground. But the other two, Coral and Rose, you two aren't quite noticing it as vehemently as what everybody else is. But as you're walking down, you make it about an hour down. Nothing's really interesting, nothing's really happening. But I would like everybody to make me an Arcana check, please.
I have the ability to roll that. Oh, 21. Not too
Yay!
bad.
Oh, balls.
21, a 9, an 8, and Lando got a 14. Cool. So as you're walking along, you are kind of starting to get a little bit more tired. The stress is starting to set in of what you guys went through in the town of Birrell. It was a bit much, especially for Rose, who hadn't quite experienced a lot of that in quite a while, actually. But the interesting part is that as you guys are walking down, about an hour out, you start to feel a bit of warmth and you start to feel a bit of heat on your cheeks, but there's no fires around at the moment. That's because as you walk through, Rose, you're the first person to notice that you walk through another wall. And this wall is like temporarily set, kind of similar to what the Birrell illusion was, except this one leads into a bit more of a campfire. There's some supplies, there's some people sitting there. Val, you're also able to notice that you've walked through a wall, even though Lando and Coral don't.
So are they, is it from our perspective, the people just kind of appear once we pass through? What I'm assuming is like a.
So
Yeah.
Val and Rose, you two notice that you've walked through this kind of field, this illusionary field of some sort. As you guys walk through, you notice the campfire, the people. Coral and Lando, as far as you two are concerned, you guys have just kind of walked forward, and you're like, oh, cool, there's like a campfire in the distance. We'll keep going through there. You two don't realize that you've walked through like a circular field.
We still see the campfire and the people, though, right?
Yes. Lando, this doesn't come up as detect magic to you.
Did you all just
very well hidden?
Did you feel that just now?
Well,
yes, I did.
We walked through another one of those veils or something.
I believe this may be the same sort of illusion as before, so maybe we should continue on.
But these people look friendly.
Are they the same people from before?
Well, we just go over and say hi and see if we can share their fire, maybe. You know, strength and numbers and all that.
I am getting very tired.
Do we recognize the people?
I mean, I'm exhausted.
Make me
this campfire looks
perception check. What do we got for perception?
Ooh,
nice, Lando.
That's actually pretty good.
That's a really good roll. If only I was asking for persuasion and not perception.
Oh, damn. Sorry, picked the wrong one. Oh, damn. Well, there we go. Now, it's still all right.
That's still all right. I'm like, wow, that's really great. But something else.
That fire will do whatever you want, baby.
Alrighty, and then Val, perception, please.
Come on,
So-
baby, light my fire. Oh, it was almost a 19.
So-
Oh,
Oh, that's lame because in real life I would have just rolled the d20. I would still got that 20. I'm just saying.
Who cares? So as we're walking through, Coral, Rose, Lando, the three of you notice that there are about 4 people kind of sitting around this fire. They don't seem angry, they don't seem mad, they don't seem evil, they don't seem anything bad at this moment. You're not getting any bad Mojo Jojo feelings from these guys.
We don't recognize
Rose,
them, though, right? It's not the same 3 people from before.
none of you
Just-
recognize these people.
Strangers on the road.
Rose, you notice that a lot of them are wearing kind of like old style religious robes. So you can tell from what you remember that these are either knowers of the old world, or these are people that have like either been following a god that has been around for a very long time. Val, with the 6, you don't recognize the people. You don't recognize anybody around. But you do feel a very faint sense of familiarity. It kind of reminds you of moving around with your tribe. But as you're kind of moving closer and then everybody else is moving closer, how would we like to proceed with our new group of people?
Lando, you seem like a people person. You want to go introduce yourself? The last time I tried talking to random people at a campfire, it didn't go so well.
Sure. So
Very high-level
Lando
mages.
just kind of walks up. What?
The last people were very high level mages, and y'all were like, "We can take them," and I'm like, "No, you can't."
So Lando just kind of walks up to him and is like, "Hello, friends. How are you this evening?"
With detect magic still up, you notice that they're all kind of glowing, so they all have some capability of magic. They all have magic ability.
Mhm.
None of them notice you. It's like they're in their own little world.
I'm going to lean over to
Um,
Valorous and just be like, I wish it was that easy for me to ignore him sometimes. Have you noticed that he plays his instrument a lot? Like
yes,
a lot.
it can get quite loud.
Well, and then he starts.
Anyway, here's
Lando's kind of
Wonderwall.
Lando's kind of like leaning in front of their face and like looking like
Yeah.
right in front of their eyes. Hello.
None of them are
Hello,
paying
you
any
there?
attention to you.
I'm wondering if there's something that we can do here.
Can I try to touch one of them?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna try to just put my hand on one of them's shoulder. What happens?
Okay, roll me an investigation.
Oof.
As you kind of put your hand down, it doesn't feel like there should be anything stopping them. They're still glowing a bright color, like a bright, glowing white, yellowy light. So you're still getting this kind of sense of either divination or illusion or something's going on with these people. It keeps changing the color every now and again, which is starting to throw you off, which is why you're not quite 100% sure what kind of magic this is, because each magic school has a different color that shows up.
Mm.
So with it constantly changing, it's throwing you for a bit of a loop. But-
Val wants to do an experiment.
What would Val like to do?
I want to
Potato
try
clock.
to cast potato clock. Yeah, exactly. No, I want to try to cast thaumaturgy on the campfire to change the color to something that it's not like purple or something, to see if they would react, or to see if I can even do it.
Okay. So thaumaturgy is a cantrip, I believe.
Yeah, it's
So
just a cantrip.
it's quite easy enough to be able to do it. As you kind of change the color of the fire, you see that the people kind of look up at the flame, but it doesn't really do anything different to them. They don't react, they don't kind of scream, they don't run, they don't move, they don't say anything. It's almost like if you were to take a logical guess, either something is kind of holding them there, something's keeping them there, or the fact of they're just that exhausted and tired that they just simply do not care of what is going on. With the magic still changing the colors, after a few minutes, with the detect magic kind of starting to come to a close, it does fade and land on a deep blue color before it eventually vanishes down. And from what we remember, that blue color tends to be what I like to consider blue as necromancy. Anybody that is interested, yeah, write that down. I'm going to need to ask you about those colors later. I will forget. Everybody who wants to, feel free to make me another Arcana check.
Yeah, definitely.
I need to redeem my terrible one from earlier.
Boo.
Dirty 20.
Are you
Hell
kidding
yeah.
me? Okay. 13.
I know a
Cool.
thing or two about
Yeah.
magic.
There we go. 20, 10, 4, 13. Lando, you're still trying to figure out what is going on. You're quite confused, especially with all the colors changing. Nobody's reacted to anything. Yeah, pretty much. You're in a sense of wonder. No, Coral and Val, you are able to now kind of see that there is something holding them, as if they're not allowed to be moving at this time. And Rose, you are able to kind of, as you're watching these people sitting around this campfire, once you kind of click into a few things, you realize that the illusionary wall that you guys walked through to like hide quotation marks these people, you realize that that illusionary magic is also affecting these people. It's starting to play on your mind whether these are real or not. The fire is real. You can feel the fire. You can listen to it crackling. You can hear everything going on. The supplies aren't affected by magic, but it's almost like the people aren't supposed to be there.
What is going on?
So when I try to touch one a minute ago, try to put my hand on the shoulder, was it solid? Like, could I
Yeah, it
actually
was
put my
solid.
hand on their shoulder?
Yeah.
I say we get out of here.
Oh,
Yes.
Because I'm not sure this doesn't seem good.
I hate to leave these people here, but I don't know what we can do for them. I mean, they seem
Are they even people?
trapped. I don't think they want to be here.
We
could put them out of their misery.
Are we sure they're actually real? I mean, I don't think they're real.
I don't really know what to think anymore, to be honest.
Coral, make
Oh.
me investigation if you like.
Sure. Or insight?
I heard that underlying question.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
16?
16. You know what? The 16 is going to do it. As you're walking up to these people and you're very curious now, they haven't reacted, they haven't really moved. Only one of them has very lightly moved their head in reaction to Val changing the color of the campfire, which is now what color? What color is the campfire?
Probably like a purple.
Cool. So as the colors change to a purple, you've only seen a very brief kind of notice of one of them moving their head to react to it. As you're walking up to these people, you're going to try something that is different to what Lando did. Lando kind of just put their hand on their shoulder. You're actually going to put both hands on these people and just kind of lightly move them to see how they react. Once you put both of your hands on them with the investigation and with all of this arcana and magic that has been happening the last couple of days, everything sounds very suspicious to you. So as soon as you kind of grab this thing and you start moving it, you can feel that it's almost like when something's dirty and you put it in water and you shake it and the dirt starts to come off of it, you notice that the magic starts to shake as you start moving this person and it starts to dissipate. And this is a petrified person. And they are completely made of stone. But the illusion shows up to show that these people are still alive, still paying attention.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Everybody else is able to see you shake the magic out of them. It would be hard not to notice that.
Coral, what did you do to that? What did you do?
No, this is the real. This is what's real.
Rose immediately gaslighting.
What?
Love that.
What can we so does that break the illusion for us, or is the illusion still active for us?
The illusion is still up for everything else. It is just that this person has been kind of shaken free of that.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. This isn't helping, and it's late, and these aren't real or
leaving so soon. As you kind of listen to this voice, and everybody can either make me perception if you want to, or you can rely on your passive perception, whichever one you would like to take. Because I am a DM.
Pants check.
I'll do that.
I
Rude.
am a DM who will allow people to choose their passive as a base option rather than rolling in certain circumstances. So, for example, being
Oh.
surprised, being hunted, or something. If you're like, I would rather just level my base and use that instead, we can do that. Lando, you are kind of still reeling. You're having a great time with your new friends.
There's my second nat one in a row.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey guys, want to get stoned?
Hey,
Hey.
that'll be an inspiration for this
Oh,
session.
there we go.
So perception. Coral, were you running perception? Or no, you were using your base.
At
Cool,
13.
sweet. So Rose, you immediately turn around and notice some random person walking into the campaign. How dare they? And I'm kidding.
Oh God, do I need a fifth
You-
screen?
But no, Lando doesn't really notice anything. Val and Coral, you two can see kind of this rather tall looking figure standing behind one of the people on the right side of the campfire. As he's kind of standing there, he places one hand on the person that is sitting down, and you can see that the illusionary magic is starting to jump from this person to the petrified person that is there. Rose, you can see this person. You see that they're about 6 foot. They're a rather decent looking human person. They're wearing a very kind of nice ornate dark robes this time, and this kind of corroborates the feeling of all of these different types of magic, all of these different types of feelings. But you also recognize the outfit as one of the outfits that the druid people were wearing in your vision that you got.
Do I recognize the
As you
person from the vision, or just the robes?
No, it is just the robes at
Okay.
this present time.
Who are you, and what are you doing
Why?
here?
Why leave so soon? There's so much to do in this world, and you're going to leave these people. Is
There's
that how that works? You come in, use the supplies, leave while these people need help.
we don't have any idea what you're talking about. We've not taken any supplies. We don't know who these people are, or who you are, for that matter.
That is true. Not many people do. I've been around for a very long time, Rose. Not that you would remember.
Wait, how do you know my name?
Oh, Val, it is such a good time to see you again. It's been a while. How is your mother? She's still around? Probably not, actually, now that I think about it. I apologize, that was rather insensitive.
Val,
The
do
other
you know
two
who
are
this?
not
Do you know this
sure.
person?
You two can make me history, but Coral and Lando, you two have no idea what the hell is going on. You're just kind of Lando is still just loving this situation. They're like, fire, sweet, yes, let's go.
I got a
Um
19 on history.
I love how it was muted for that one too.
I
Coral,
got nothing.
you have dealt with enough divine bullshit. You are not dealing with this bastard again. They're like, I'm done. I'm over it. I don't want to
I'm
do it today. I just
tired,
want to go to sleep.
yeah.
Val, you recognize this figure as someone that would appear in different magic tribes. You remember this guy kind of coming in, helping out a little bit, but then disappearing again. You were never given a name. Everyone just kind of helped him or called him the guide. So everyone would kind of just assume that he would be coming through, he would help people, and then he would leave. Um, while he's not given a name, he is given the status as a demigod. So this is someone that comes through specifically and only to help magical tribes to keep surviving in a world that does not like them. Brad, feel free to write that down.
I believe that this individual is here to help people who can use magic. He is a demigod.
Ooh, a demigod now. Didn't realize I was upgraded over time. Don't feel any more powerful, but I suppose I'll take it. I suppose the name has.
Where are we?
Right now, about an hour from Birul and about 6 hours from Ura.
That's not.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell. I'm a bit of a smart ass.
Yes, I've
Uh,
gathered that. What exactly
okay.
is going on? I mean, there's some. What's going on here?
Uh,
Oh, we were back
well,
What
in.
happened to these people?
First of all, before you say anything, no, I did not have anything to do with the petrification process. There was something else that hit them. Second of all, I've been trying to get rid of it, but for example, your regular means of getting rid of petrification is not exactly helping, so I've been moving them in hopes to find a group of magicians, mages that can kind of remove this curse
How long
rather than
ago
this
were they petrified?
ailment. Oh, I think about 3 years ago, these people were stoned, let's say. Haha.
That's not
I
funny.
think. Well, I thought it was funny. I think for most of these people, it will take quite a while for them to come back. But this is the closest I've been able to get to Ura with this group without having to raise suspicion or talk to people as yourselves.
Do we know perhaps who petrified these individuals?
We're still figuring that one out. Originally, we thought it was a basilisk because that's the general thing that we assume. But once we realized that it wasn't regular this, we had to go to different sources. We went
It-
through magic, we went through mythical creatures. Eventually, we have decided that it is neither, and now we're worried that it's something in the food supply.
The food. Something in the food that's petrifying people.
I mean, hey, you can poison things as much as you like.
Sure,
Probably
but I've
shouldn't
never
give
seen
you
of.
that idea.
I've never seen or heard of food being able to petrify somebody, to literally turn them to
Hey,
stone.
allergies are wild here. Get it? Because we're in the middle of nowhere. I'm so
Yeah.
funny.
Do you happen to know there was a strange magic in the chasm in the town farther
Oh.
south? Do you know anything about that perhaps?
Oh yeah, was it the goblin?
Yes, I believe that was his name. Yes.
Well, probably one of them. Theoretically speaking, the druids kind of hold the power over the chasm. The Great Divide separates the two countries. This is all information I'm sure the four of you know already. But essentially, the druids handle the power there. It's not bottomless, so if you do drop, you will die. But the main issue for everything on this side is that everything is dying. Slowly but surely. Returning to the old world has kind of destroyed a lot of what the people thought of as renewable.
Mm.
I'm trying to get people on the other side. If you want to, you can stay here. I can move the group, we leave the supplies, the fire is still there. Obviously, people don't want to sleep or there's people petrified next to them. I can move them about. It is safe here. I've made sure of that. So if you want to rest, you can. But
I
you
don't want
will
to
need to
insight
make
this
it
guy.
to.
Yeah,
Go
I was gonna say,
ahead.
can we roll insight to see if how
Val, you can make it with advantage because you recognize this figure. So you have a
Yeah.
bit more trust in them. Everybody else that wants to do so can do so flat.
Oh,
Bro, 19.
19.
Let's
Did you
go.
just dab?
Yeah, I did.
You were the one earlier
Okay.
today saying I did something that was too millennial, and then you just dabbed on stream.
I do it all the time.
So, starting with you, Coral, you don't entirely trust this person. You're like, as far as you're concerned, a god took me out of reality,
Can't
put me
read this
back in
guy.
time, and screwed over the town of Beryl.
I'm
And
just
now
exhausted.
this person is coming back and is like, yeah, no, I'm a demigod. You're like, okay, sure, Jan.
Sure.
Lando, welcome to the conversation. Nice of you to finally join us. Feel free to unmute yourself so that we can hear you talk.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Yeah, that would help. Lando, first of all, in a very short amount of time, you have managed to notice that this person is talking looked at this person, listened to their words, and realized that you do feel a sense of safety with them, which is quite nice. It's different compared to so many other situations that Lando has been in, where it's nice to have someone just appear and say, yeah, you guys are safe if you want the time to be here. Val and Rose, you both 100% believe that you are safe here, which is a very nice feeling. And Val, you don't have any doubts behind that.
I say we stay.
Yes, I do believe that this is.
I could
this is in
use
fact-
I could use a rest.
I mean,
I did too. You guys trust them though?
Do you want the okay, I should ask, do you want the people here or do you want me to move them?
I should probably go.
Alright. You see as he kind of just like puts his hand on one, and you see that a chain starts to form with the illusionary magic between each person. You see the magic start to kind of drain into the first one where his hand is, and then as the magic kind of pulls off of each petrified person, you see that the person also starts to vanish and appear as like kind of dust traveling in the wind.
where are you
Okay,
taking
they're
them?
not dead. I'm just kind of putting them in another circle.
So are
You
these
guys might
just?
be good to hear about that. Let me point this out for you. You're probably going to need this. If you look carefully at the ground, you'll see that the rocks are kind of put in a certain area. Each circle kind of represents a different school of magic. You'll see that there's the... You know what magic is. Anyway,
As we know what
as
magic is.
each group is all over the area, you'll notice, well, you two noticed that you walked through this circle. It isn't illusionary circle, it is transportation circles. We had to make them large to move different people for different reasons. With this area here, if you want to, you need to go to a certain spot, find the circle, and then you can travel between them.
Fast travel.
This is the only instance where you guys will get any form of travel. You won't be getting any vehicles, you won't get boats, you won't get airplanes, you won't get blimps. The circles are your form of travel in this campaign.
Excellent.
I got wild shape.
Yes.
None of them,
I travel myself.
none of them, except for two, are in major cities. They are all at least 4 to 5 hours out of major cities.
Oh, cool.
So does this one have a name? Like, what would we call this one?
This place, this is the Birrell
Yeah.
Circle, because
Okay.
it's the closest. It goes off of the name of the closest town. So this is the Birrell Circle.
Did we get this guy's name? I already forgot.
No,
Okay,
you only know him as the guide.
that's right.
I did have. Oh,
So,
go ahead. Sorry.
will we be
Have-
seeing you again?
Oh, more than likely.
Have we
I
asked for
travel
his
a lot.
name?
No.
You just get.
What's
the
your
guide.
name, bro?
People just call me the guide. I don't know why, but I suppose
but
it makes sense. I
Do you
help
have a
people.
name?
Do you have
like,
other names?
It's been a
Usually,
very long
people of
time.
your type have lots of names.
Do they? Why?
Some people
Yes.
call
So
me
unnecessary. I don't know. What's a human name?
Charlie?
Bill.
Let's go with that. Oh, Charlie gross. We'll work with that. Go
Bill.
with
I
Charles.
like it. Philip?
We can
Go
call
with
you
Charles.
Chuck.
Oh God, no! Chuck you out of the fucking circle.
Yeah.
Go with Charles.
All right, Charles.
That's the name you chose, and I don't like Charlie. Too many syllables.
I
Just go
said
with
you should have been
Charles.
Bill.
Charles in charge.
Why not?
I like
I
that.
would I don't really care. I'm a bit above names. That's why I just kind of took the guide. But if you want to give me one, sure, Charles will go.
Do you have some like cool title? Like, you know how like beings usually have like destroyer of worlds? Are you like Charles, comma what comes after?
I think just
There are
guide, but
many.
I feel like there should be something more than that.
I'm very confused by these practices. Is this what the humans have been doing for so long?
Charles
I believe it's just this guy over
Guide.
here.
That makes more sense. Thank you.
Charles Guide. Yeah, that does sound made up.
Oh, it is
But
100%.
let's see. He's guide of. Let's do this for him. Guide of what? What should he be
I'm
guide of,
going
you
to
guys?
leave this one.
Wait. Before you go,
Right.
Charles Guide,
Oh, I wasn't going anywhere.
Ca-
I'm just leaving this one to kind of.
can you tell us exactly what's going on or what happened back in Birrell? I I saw a vision, and the people in the vision actually wore clothes very similar to what you have on now, and I don't really know if I fully understand what I saw.
No, there's still people worshipping me. Gross. Don't know why they worship someone that will give them power or will give them sort of hope. I'm just kind of traveling around and helping communities.
So the people I saw are followers of yours.
Gross word. Yes, unfortunately. I don't like it.
Well,
It feels very official. I'm not one of the official gods, just kind of something that someone made up one day and poof, I appeared.
I mean, that sounds pretty
Oh yeah, by the
official.
way, the whole like religious thing, yeah, if you create something in your head, it will appear, it will make a god. It's fucking terrifying.
We can work with that, actually.
I would suggest you don't. It's rather, well, it is rather powerful to have something that can just kind of appear and help, but
Don't think of sentient cupcakes. Don't think of sentient cupcakes.
Well, now I can't stop thinking of sentient cupcakes, Val. But okay,
you
regardless,
see the kind of like
regardless,
looking around and just
what
pulling a cupcake out
happened when we
and
came
just
into the
giving the
town?
cupcake to Val.
When we came into the town, it looked normal, and then I had this vision, and then it looked like the town had been destroyed years ago. I don't. Was
Oh
that
yeah,
another?
Birrell
Was that
hasn't
just
been
another
around
illusion?
for a illusions are king in this side of the world. I would suggest, if I was to give you guys some helpful advice, don't trust anything you see. Everything can be explained as something else. Everything can show up as something wrong. Unless you guys can, see magic all the time, in which case you'll probably notice. But at the end of the day, I would not trust anything that my eyes can see.
What can we trust then?
Well, so I would say you could trust your own memories, but after your experiences in Birrell, I would say not quite. That was an interesting one to watch.
You were watching that.
You were
Of
watching
course, it
us?
was quite entertaining. I was going to step in at some point, but then, well, you guys handled it quite well.
I believe we set a house on fire. So
Yes,
But
well,
did
after what
we?
was in the basement, I would have set it on fire as well.
Did we though? Because the house wasn't there. I mean, if I'm thinking about this correctly, the house had been destroyed years ago. So
Oh,
did we do anything?
how do I explain this to a naive young mind?
Excuse you.
You burnt the house down. The house was standing before, but you burnt it down. So,
But it was a ruined house that looked nothing like what we thought we saw.
yep. Is
I
it
think
confusing?
I think I need some sleep. I
yeah.
need
me
to
too.
lie down.
If you guys are sure this place is safe,
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay.
Right. Well,
Real
I
quick,
believe
out of character, the name Charles Guide sounds like a tenured community college professor.
It does.
Well, yeah.
you get to the University of one of the major cities, and they're like, "Oh, have you heard of Charles Guide? Yeah, he teaches economics."
His class is hard.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's really hard.
Yeah.
He's not rated by professor. He's not good.
Fair.
Um,
So you guys are
so
all taking a nap. Fair. I can leave you here.
before we go to bed, before we all like are about to pass out, Lando just kind of wants to bring up, hey, earlier today I didn't really trust you guys all that much, but after we've been through a lot today, and so I feel like I need to share with you guys. Earlier, I found this blood gem on one of these on one of the dudes we killed. It's just this gem that's filled with blood magic. And he pulls it out of his bag and shows it to you guys.
Is
I
this
didn't
one of
know
the
if I should share that with you guys earlier today. Now I feel differently about it, so I want to apologize about that, first of all. Second of all, share this with you. And I pull it out I show it off oh.
Does the influencer thing where they hold it up to the camera?
Yeah.
Well, it's a thing. Yeah.
I would like Rose and Val to choose either insight or investigation. And Coral, I would like you to make either history or religion.
Oh, boo. No, 15's not bad.
Ooh,
15. The 15 is still
8.
decent.
Nope,
Eight's
not
8. Wah, wah.
Oh my god. Those are terrible rolls.
You're so good at this.
Okay, Mr. Two That Ones in a row, sit down.
That's
So,
fantastic.
with the kind of thoughts that are popping into your head, Coral, you've definitely seen these things before, but you were never really taught anything about them. And especially when they started to come up in like some lessons of the past in history and stuff like that, you didn't flunk history, but like it wasn't your main subject. You were more yeah. You're like this is a bludge class. It's fine. Rose, with an insight, you can feel this kind of magical hum and you can hear something coming from this crystal, but you have absolutely no idea what the fuck this crystal is. You're like, cool, it's a crystal, it glows red, that's neat. Val, your mind is going absolutely fucking bonkers right now. You have heard of these. You know that they are sanguine crystals or blood sanguine crystals. You know that they've only been around since the death of the Blood Queen, and you know that they are extremely powerful.
Do I know whether or not it's safe for him to be touching it like he's touching it?
It's perfectly safe as far as you're
Okay.
concerned.
I'm not chewing on it. No, Lando's not that bad, I promise.
If you started to chew on it, I would need you to meet one of the players in my other campaign who just their intrusive thoughts win all the time. Every time they have a crystal, they start like chewing on it. I'm like, you two are the bait of my
My
existence.
intelligence is 12, so I think I'm better. I think I'm a little high. I'm high enough that I'm not
Are you
chewing on the
sure?
blood crystal. I think so.
I was gonna
I'm
make a
good
joke,
enough.
but I realized that might be slightly mean.
What about your wisdom? Because that might change your
My wisdom is 9.
You're like, I shouldn't do
Not
this,
great.
but I'm curious.
Hmm.
So you know that these are extremely powerful. You know that they are sanguine crystals, or when they're charged, they're blood sanguine crystals. And you know that they have only been around since the death of the Blood Queen. But no one really knows what they kind of do, or at least it's not public knowledge what they do.
Where did you find this crystal?
As he goes through his notes.
I'm
The
sorry.
guy.
I was writing my notes. I apologize. The 2 sessions ago, we fought a knight,
Those guys. It's okay.
and
That's
he
what
was
I
the big dude we fought in the battle that we first got when we first got to Beryl.
The least
Look.
soft of the soft people that we killed.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
This
very
is a
first
good-
fight,
The
the
one you
big
had to
dude
stab
from the very
multiple
first fight.
times.
Yeah, we had to stab more than once. This is a very powerful crystal. I'm not quite sure what it does. I would love an opportunity to do some experiments, but this is a very powerful object.
Hmm.
Is it
It's
safe
surprising you
for us
managed to
to
find one
have
so
it with
quickly.
us?
You're
Oh.
still here.
Oh, I've been here the whole time. I haven't left yet. He pulled out the crystal and I got curious.
Are you going to be
No.
watching us like all the time?
Oh, I'll
Okay.
probably appear in and out every now and again. It'll be interesting. I'd like to catch
Well,
up.
yeah,
with
let's
what you
just.
guys are
I feel
doing.
like he would know more about it than anybody. Like, what do you know about the blood crystal?
Probably the public knowledge. I know that they have been around for the past 100 years since the Blood Queen died. I know that they are extremely powerful, and in the right hands they can be great, in the wrong hands they can be catastrophic. So now my question to you, sir, is where do you fall on that line?
I fall on the line that I don't know how to use them. So
Does
Go
that
to
make
I don't
it
think it matters.
safer or
No.
more dangerous, though?
Well,
I'm not going to try to use them. That's the important part.
Okay.
it entirely depends on how you use them as to whether or
I-
not it is good or bad.
Lando has a very healthy respect for magic. Like he does magic, but he is also weary of it.
Right. Well, I would recommend not shocking it. I would recommend not burning it, and I would recommend not melting it. They are still volatile, they will explode. But, in the sense of what they are powerful, they are strong. I'm not going to
If
tell you how to use them.
oh, never mind then.
Don't think
I
that
don't
would
think we
be
should use them.
smart.
I think we need to put them away.
Well, I mean, he did say that they, in the right hands, they could be used for good. I mean, if we could
Yeah,
figure out
but
how to use them.
how do you know that you have the right hands? I
Yeah,
know
but
that
we're the
everybody
right hand.
has great intentions, but
Yeah,
no.
So you
This
think no
is
one should?
powerful shit.
this could just be looking for some fool who doesn't know what they're doing, which that seems like us right now.
Exactly.
I
Well,
believe we do need
Exactly.
more information before we even try.
Regardless, weren't we gonna like camp out? You know,
Yes.
it's late.
I do want
Kroll
to.
is like slow moving forward about to pass out.
Pennywise,
I use my
later.
I use my last spell slot to cast sleep on Coral.
Okay, roll.
Coral willingly fails.
That's fantastic. Okay, so what is that? That's 5d8.
I hope this works.
A great use of this spell.
Shh, go to sleep
5d8,
now.
what-
Go to sleep.
Oh no!
Except
No,
you
that's
know,
low.
You start to feel a little bit tired. You start to feel a little bit, but you kind of become more alert and awake as you look at Lando. But you
But-
also see that the guide has stopped the spell before it reached you.
me into magic sleep anyway. Health.
Oh,
Well, Lando was like singing a lullaby and like, go to sleep. Go to
That sounds like a really
sleep."
great idea.
And it was real
Lando,
lame and shitty.
You start to feel tired yourself.
Oh no!
You're the one that falls asleep.
Finally, some quiet.
Aww.
like
Oh.
okay, his
The
music's
other three,
not
you guys
bad. It's
turn.
good. It's just never ending. It's just always
You
there.
three turn to the guide who has a little smirk on his face. Like, oh, yeah, I kind of just reflected the spell. It's fine. It's only sleep. They'll be awake. It should be fine. But yes, they are
Sweet.
powerful. If you have any questions, just don't be too obvious in your search for knowledge.
Except you're welcome for putting the bard to sleep.
That's well done. I like that.
And then I wake up, well, I promise I'll stop that joke. That joke's dead.
Just don't be obvious with your pursuit of knowledge of the crystals. People do have a rather negative view on them, but that also leads from the bad outweighing the good. There are good ways to utilize these. I assure you of that much. However, with power comes responsibility, and people want the power, they don't want the responsibility.
So do we just
So it's really up to
Spider-Man.
you.
keep
Just
it
don't be
hidden?
stupid.
I mean, what do we do with it then? We just keep other people from using it?
I would not let people see that you have them. They will assume the worst. And especially since there's something that is a byproduct of the Blood Queen, and we all know the public perception of the Blood Queen, it is not smart. However, I will iterate again, there are always good ways to handle bad things.
The public perception is pretty well warranted, so yeah. Figure
With
out
that-
that before you start using it.
I shall let you sleep.
Hmm.
Have fun. be good.
Meanwhile, during this entire conversation, Lando's like,
Snoring, he's fucking it off.
He's loud even when he's asleep. Ugh.
Val is gonna wait for the guide to leave, and first, and then go. Rose, I believe you mentioned that you may have a connection in the next town. Do you believe that maybe they would be able to help us with this, or do you think we should maybe be more
If
covert?
it's who I think it is, I haven't seen her in a little bit, but if it's who I think it is and she works in the library, I do think that she would be able to help us, and I think she would. No, I know she would.
Excellent. That will greatly help us. We could probably figure it out without them. I can read very quickly, but it would be helpful and definitely save us some time.
Yeah, and especially I mean, if she's actually a librarian, I think Blogger said she should be able to know where things are. I think that would be a good idea.
Cool.
I hope it's her. I only have her name to go off of from him. I mean, it's not a common name necessarily, but there's always a chance it's not her. I really hope it is, though. But yeah, she'll help us.
So, well, let's hope that it's her then. Have a good night. And then she's very awkward about this. She did that and then
Oh,
immediately turned around. Like,
okay. Good night. And then Rose will just go off by herself too.
Alrighty, everyone's going to sleep.
Long rest.
Everybody gets a long rest. Woo!
Oh yeah.
excellent.
Long
these
rest.
finally.
Real quick about these circles, because he mentioned it's like they're safe spaces. Is this going to be the case for every circle? Like we could theoretically hang out in these circles and feel safe.
Yes, think of them like a hub.
Like,
And I'm not going to
excellent.
pull a Resident Evil where Nemesis is going to come through and fucking start punching you bastards in the middle of a circle.
The fact that you said that now makes me think you are going to do that. Because I wouldn't have thought so otherwise. But that was just too on the nose.
I mean, they are public circles. Everybody can use them. So you'll probably meet different people in different ones.
It's like a fantasy hostel.
You, Ravnok, shush. I know where your mind goes.
I can't help myself.
Yeah. So we have now got a long rest. Everyone has slept well into the morning. It is a good 10, 11 a.m. before everybody wakes up.
Hey. Making breakfast.
Yes. Like, oh, haven't sleep in that far in a while. Damn.
No, it's been a while.
What is that delicious smell?
Grilling up some sausages. You want some?
Oh,
Absolutely.
make me a survival roll, please.
That would be great.
Survival, sure.
Does Coral know how to cook?
That's why
I think that's what we're about to find out. Yeah.
Because you kind of can't after the coffee shenanigans.
Well,
oh no,
that's what I'm saying.
It smells great.
Okay, I didn't do this well.
I feel like we're all gonna get tapeworms.
It smells great.
Coral,
It doesn't look or taste very nice.
Can I just offer a suggestion? Step aside and let me show you. I want to try to just like some of the ones that he hasn't cooked yet. I want to try to like show him how to cook. Can I make a survival roll too and like show him how to?
You can make me a survival roll if you want to.
Does anyone even have cooking supplies?
25.
Rose,
oh damn!
There we go.
Literally, the sausages that you haven't cooked, the rations you haven't cooked yet. It's like Rose is a chef. She steps in, she starts preparing things, she starts. What you think is she puts a little bit of dirt on it because she kind of just picks up a little bit of ground and puts some dirt on it. Val, you recognize that obviously a circle is purified, so the soil in that they're fine. But as far as Lando and Coral are concerned, Rose has just kind of picked up a little bit of dirt and sprinkled it on as a little bit of seasoning.
See, the trick
Um,
is you have to understand the animal, right? This animal has given its life to nourish our bodies, and each animal's a little different. And you have to find the flavors that kind of complement that, right? So not everything works with everything. But if you try it like this, with this particular type of sausage, it will taste much better. Not that yours didn't taste great, but just
we have a
give this a
reverse
try.
vegan. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole
I
vegan
don't-
druid's played out, so she's a meat eater.
There you go.
So Lando kind of leans over to Coral. He's like, Coral, I don't think she knows what she's talking about. Like, she's trying to throw dirt onto those sausages you cook. Can you believe this?
Val, you are absolutely gobbling these food down that he's
Oh,
giving
yeah.
to you.
And
Weird
that,
piece of shit.
that other chick, she's crazy. She's loving it. Look at her. They don't know what food is.
Well, we'll see how it ends up.
As you both take a bite, it is probably some of the best things. I see that. You ain't slick. It is probably some of the best sausages you guys have ever had in your
It's
goddamn
alright.
lives.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
good, isn't it?
it's,
Isn't it?
it's fine. Yeah, you can cook next time
It's
too if you don't
fine.
mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
okay.
that's
can
fine.
cook next time too if you don't mind.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Alrighty, so
I just want
carry
to
on
thank
once
everybody for
everything's
putting
together.
my sausage in your mouth. Is that a pun? Can I have inspiration?
That sounds like a pun to me.
I'm gonna give it to you because you will probably need it
I
at
would
some
argue.
point.
That sounds like he
Um,
just had a pun too, because he said he's going to give it to you.
Oh, I
The
did mark this as not for
inspiration.
children, right? And in Twitch. I hope I did.
Kupo Quest?
Um,
Fine. Temptations? Absolutely the fuck not.
I'm
Last time
actually
on
before
Temptation.
on Temptation. Before we go, I am gonna go up to Coral.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I believe that you have some fine armor, correct? You trust this armor, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I've been wearing it for years.
Yes. If you don't mind, I believe I have a way to maybe make this a little bit better, if you would allow me.
Sure. Yeah,
Excellent.
just picked it up from the Abbey before I went off on doing my own thing.
She was like already in her backpack, by the way. She's gonna pull out like a couple wires, and you're gonna see like maybe some sparks in the wire, like as she's like putting it together, and then she's gonna like clasp it maybe around like a part of the like maybe around your like wrist or something, and I am going to infuse an item. And I'm gonna give you I think it's +1 to your. Let me find it because it's like in a weird place.
See,
Um,
if I remember correctly,
It's
it's
an
+1 thing.
inventory. Uh, grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Enhanced defense. Yep, you gain a +1 bonus to armor class while wearing armor or wielding shield, the
Damn.
infused item. So
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
Val is so much nicer than Nozak. Nozak just hit it with a hammer and it has a dent in it, but now it's better.
Yeah.
Val's like doing all this intricate electric wire work.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna
I mean,
smack it.
After seeing the floating like lantern thing that she did, I'm like, okay, I'll let her try this. Whatever she's doing here.
She
She
knows
does
the stuff.
something. Yeah.
So you now have a +1
All right.
to
Appreciate it,
your
Val.
armor. And
Yeah.
that lasts until Val decides to either do it to somebody else's armor or uses too many infusions. The first one that was done does come off. So yours will be the first to go if Val does infusions on other things.
I got
How
one
many
more.
infusions
One more.
I was going to say, how many infusions is it? It's like, is it half your level, or is it
I think the
equal to your
max
level,
you
or
can
how does it
apply
work?
at once. I think the max you can apply at once at later levels is 4.
Yeah.
But at earlier levels, you only get like you can choose
more of a-
different ones, but you can only do 2.
Yeah, you
Right, it's
can
more of a table
select.
thing.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
select 4 different types of infusions, but you can only do 2 fusions at a time. So you pick 2 of
Gotcha.
those.
It's
and
more
you
of a
can do 2
table thing. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, everybody is awake. Everybody is ready. Are we ready to begin our 4-5 hour journey to Ura?
Yep.
Yep.
No time like the present.
I would also like to say the guide was this close to casting blindness deafness on Lando.
Oh, is he still there? Is the demigod guy still there?
Oh, he left. He dipped.
Okay. All right.
He's
Was
off
anyone
doing
else
something
like
else.
really afraid he was gonna like watch us sleep? I was like
Yes,
I mean,
actually worried about it.
yeah.
I got that from him as well.
So you guys all talked shit a little too soon, and Lando heard you, and so he's not playing today.
Oh,
His feelings are hurt.
Feelings are hurt. No, there's no detect magic up. Time to come up with some bullshit. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna.
I
be
guess
like
we'll
that.
all just be surprised now, won't we?
can I just roll
Would it be
insight
great if
just
we
to,
had some music?
just to see if I
Would it be
pick
great
up
with
on
some
it
music happening?
on the course of the day?
I don't think you would need to roll insight to recognize that there's no music being
No,
played
but to
throughout
recognize
the
if he's
day.
being pouty about it.
Oh, that is also not going to
No,
be the
okay.
roll.
I'm making it obvious.
Okay.
Hang on a
You
second.
don't
Let
have
me
to-
remind you.
There is no roll.
Let
I
me
give it,
remind
like,
you.
an hour and a half before he forgets about it.
Lando is pissy, and he is not letting you forget. You don't have to roll. He's like,
Let us remind you that when Lando went down, his first and immediate reaction was, "Oh no!" Let's put it this way: the
Good
bitch is
point.
not subtle.
A good point.
Yeah.
Good
like
point.
at all.
he lives for the drama.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Oh my
So,
god.
on our nice little trip to Ura, is there any conversations or anything that we would like to have? Is there any chats? Are there any checks that you would like to do? Anything with the nature in the world, in the whatever, hoobity hoobity? Insert
Is
magic
Hoobity
stuff
Hoobity here? I don't. Is Hoobity Hoobity? Did you follow us?
Oh no, Hoobity Hoobity is actually on vacation at the moment.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
might
they're the
know
druid.
if I was
They're
if
the
y'all
goblin
didn't.
general.
Good.
We might know if Hoobity Hoobity was here if I was.
Oh my
playing
god,
detect
Lando!
magic
If it means
spell.
that much to you, just play. It's fine.
No, Lord no.
I didn't mean.
Hurt my feelings.
It sounds. Listen, you play very good. It's just you played for like 8 hours straight, and I was just losing my mind a little bit. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, like change it up a little bit, like switch genres or something. I mean,
So in case you guys haven't figured it out by now, my songs are how I play as how I cast my spells. So I don't just get to like change the song. That's how I do the spell. So
Yeah.
sorry.
I get that, but I mean,
How
if
about
I
you guys just change your words for your spells? How about that?
Is this a record of episode 4 and we've got a domestic in the party?
look, it's not. It's just the
Maybe.
fact that like it's just all the time, right? It's okay. I
Well, not
understand.
anymore. Don't worry about it.
I think that's the word we're looking for here.
Not anymore. Don't worry about it.
Fine.
Oh, it hurts
Fine.
your feelings.
I'm sorry, Lando. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Mm-hmm. I say we just keep moving.
Lando, I'm really sorry. I mean it. Can you play me a song?
No.
It doesn't have to be magic. I want to hear a
Maybe.
song. Please.
Maybe later. Not now. No.
The pettiness of the
Not now,
queer
no.
community cannot be matched.
Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Happy Pride, everybody. No, absolutely not. Not right now. No. And he's like turning, he's putting his head up. He's putting his nose up, turning away from you.
Rose, I'm pretty sure you just simply heard a little.
Yo. His feelings are so hurt. You're gonna have to work hard for this.
I feel like Lando is absolutely the person that will cast silence on everybody and play for a minute and then stop once the spell wears off.
Oh, don't
Sounds
give
like
him
something Lando would do.
ideas.
Actually, I like that idea. Thank
Don't.
you.
Whose side am I on, right? So, after a few hours travel, you guys are able to start to hear the bustling of the town well and truly before everything else kind of comes into view. The sounds hitting you first before the look of the towns is a surprise, especially to Val, who isn't quite used to one, big crowds, and two, massive cities. While this isn't the kind of capital of this country, it is still a very big city. It is still a very large, entity of people in a sense. One thing that does kind of pull everybody in is that as you're walking down and you start to see the buildings, there are a lot of two-story buildings, but there's also very wide roads. And you can see there's a lot of people kind of coming in, there's a lot of people coming out. And as you're standing in, basically around this, I don't want to say it's a hill because there's a lot of flat land, but as you're kind of coming closer, you notice that there is a market kind of happening out the front of the city just before you enter in. So a lot of the sounds, a lot of the regular hubbub and everything that's going on that you can hear is coming from market stalls that are doing haggling. There are people that are trying to get better prices. There are people carrying, and lots of glass and sounds of clattering as they're being carried in people's bags or in sacks or anything that these people can grab in order to get a lot of this material and stuff to where they need to go.
Val, your adopted introvert is very kind of huddling near you and sort of head down, maybe even touching you a little bit with her shoulder just to make sure that you're close. She's very uncomfortable right now.
That's kind of cute. As we start to come in, I'm going to ask openly if there is anything that you would all like to do or pay attention to or look for specifically, or are you wanting to kind of just beeline to where you need to go or what you want to do?
Rose would beeline to the library. She has a
Okay.
goal.
Yeah.
And
Val,
I
your
will wait
adopted
to see,
introvert.
excuse me, if they're going to stay behind, because I'll tell them what I'm doing. But otherwise, that's what she's going to plan on doing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
following.
because he had his fifis hurt earlier, and I'm a good guy. I want to help him out, and he also gets in trouble, so I want to keep an eye on him.
No.
I'm not gonna let him in on that.
Lando, unmute. What do you want to do? If there's anything in particular you want to do, or are you just following with the
Didn't even realize I was
idea?
on mute again. Shit. So the reason I keep closing my computer and trying to fix shit is it keeps coming unplugged. The the power cable keeps falling out of the back of my laptop.
I
And
did
it's
wonder
driving
why
me
you were
fucking
doing that.
insane. No, it's been driving me insane. I'm about to go crazy over here. It keeps falling out. I'm trying to figure it out how to fix it, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out.
Lando
Anyway,
just screaming in the street, "I'm crazy!"
I'm going to join. Anyway, so Lando, honestly, I think he's going to go find the nearest person and just be like, "Hey, what's going on around here?" Because
Getting some information.
we don't really know what's going on around here.
The first person that you notice and kind of walk up to is this rather large, stout-looking man. He is quite big. He is rather fat, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Rude.
And he looks like the epitome of a penguin. He's just kind of
So
slowly waddling around.
does he look rich? Does he look poor? Does he look
The
Top
size
hat,
of him,
monocle, bitching about Batman.
no, no, and no, but that would be really funny. And now that I realize the description I gave him, I get it. Was not thinking of that. No, there's nothing
Played by
about his
Danny DeVito
clothing.
in the movie version.
Exactly. Yeah.
The correct version. I feel like as you're kind of watching him, he's not wearing any different type of clothing. He's not wearing any ornate coloring. There's no golds. There's no blues. There's no anything like that. But you're kind of able to guess that if a man in this day and age in this side of the world can be this big, he's got to have money. Because a lot of people forget that. If you see someone that's really fat wearing normal clothes, they probably have money to sustain that.
Right. So Lando's gonna try to use he's gonna try to go up and be like, you schmooze. You know how he's gonna try to come up and be like, "Hello, you look like a sir who knows. You look like a fine gentleman who knows what's going on around this town. Could you help out another fine gentleman on directing me towards an establishment where I could get some a place where I could stay, a place where I could get something to drink, fine food, something worthy of our stature."
Hi. Thank you.
Shit.
Um, there's an inn in the city walls. You could go there.
Are you okay?
I'm very confused. I don't know you.
Well,
That's
I
my
don't
purse.
really
I
know
don't know
you either. I was trying to introduce myself.
You didn't give your name. Is this your first time introducing yourself? You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing a really good job, and we're proud of you. And I want to go home now. He doesn't even give you the chance. He kind of just like starts to walk backwards and then turns and leaves.
Okay.
Oh. Alright, well, if he's leaving, I won't.
Orlando, I thought you
Clearly,
were very
it's work.
friendly. I don't know what's wrong with that man.
Yeah.
Maybe
you
it's
like
going
to-
around.
Would you like to accost anybody else, or like?
I didn't know I accosted him.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It doesn't seem weird in a D&D setting to do what you did, but if someone ran up to me on the streets doing that, I would be a little freaked out. You know what I mean? I would have
Yeah, it's
never
not-
thought
Yeah.
twice about it in a D&D game. Like, I never would have thought twice about it. But in real life,
You
I'd
get
be like,
people who will
Yeah,
roll
but
down
we're
their window
millennials
say,
and we have
"Hey,
the
how do you get
internet. They
to
don't
my
have
wrong
that.
place?" But not like, yeah.
They don't have all the self-hatred and
fair,
they don't
Yeah.
have all the self-hatred and social anxiety that we do.
fair, good
It's
I don't
point.
know what you're
See, it's
talking about.
different. It's a different time.
Yeah, they just have to worry about diseases and dying before 30. And
Something's wrong with that guy.
Yeah, so
We
they
should-
talk to each other.
We should
I would
track
agree.
that guy.
Yeah.
Our new goal should be tracking down the penguin. The penguin is up to something,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes. We're gonna derail this whole thing. We're gonna follow this penguin around.
Oh my god,
Look for any abandoned zoos.
Mm-hmm.
abandoned zoos. That's funny. I like that.
Okay, I need to get
So-
when I get high enough level, I'll take skywriting, and we can make the bat symbol in the sky. Right? Done.
So as you are now, this man has walked away from you, Lando, and Coral's just kind of standing behind you. Everyone's kind of teamed up, and they're like, "You did a great job. Do you want to talk to anybody else, or like, what
No.
would you like to do?" No.
No.
You might get better results talking to like a shop, someone running a stall or someone who's not walking from place to place doing things, or like a beggar or something like that.
That dude just looked like he was standing there. That's why I talked to him.
Or perhaps you could maybe play your music and get people to come to you instead of going to people.
Oh yeah, I mean, for all the revenue we gave you earlier, you're really good. It's just it's a bit different. Yeah,
Busk,
You are really
busk,
good.
Busk, busk.
yeah, you busk.
Well, I'm gonna roll plus 10 on pettiness and be like, "Oh, you you guys want me to play now?
Do you?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
Okay,
ask.
well,
I'm gonna ask this openly. Do you want to make it an opposed roll for them to try to persuade you, or are you like, nah, fuck these bitches?
are we gonna make up the stat pettiness? Plus 10 on pettiness?
I have made
I
my
have
friends
that?
roll for panic attack. I'm pretty sure I can make a stat for pettiness.
Give him
And
plus
it's
10 to
only-
pettiness. Let's do it.
I'm into it. I'm
There you
completely
go.
into it. I'm
Alrighty,
completely into
Everybody-
a contested roll for pettiness.
everybody roll persuasion, and you give me a base 20 plus 10 for pettiness.
I got a
Ooh.
6.
Hmm.
23.
23, 25.
Ooh, I got a
Plus
24.
10.
Oh,
Rose?
25, someone beat me?
Oh.
no,
No.
I got
no.
20.
Oh, nat 20, but it's 21
Nat
total.
20.
Oh.
Okay.
So
Exactly, 24.
I adopt the rule of a nat 20 is a succeed, just an automatic succeed.
Exactly.
But
You're right.
even
No,
though
I
it
agree.
is lower than the roll, you're not quite you're still petty. You don't want to, but you are lapping up all of this attention.
Exactly.
I,
Well,
I want to
actually,
know. I want to know.
You
Hold
got
on.
the
I want to know
introvert.
what. Yeah, I want to know what Val says. What of all
Yes,
people,
that's
what
what I was gonna
Val
ask. What did she
says
say?
to convince
Well,
Lando to
well,
do
That
this?
got me to drop my pettiness.
Well, it was Val's idea in the first place for him to play his music. So he was
Sure.
like, it would be logical if you were to play your music. I do believe it is pleasant for people to hear, and they may come to you instead of you having to go to them. I know we don't quite know our way around yet, so you would be our best option to get people to come to us.
Lando's like, all right, girl, I heard you.
On your way.
It's the ego boost of people coming to you that really tickles the brain, really brain scratches. It's good.
Yeah,
Love it.
it just worked automatically. Nat 20. All right, girl. All right, I'm gonna play. And he starts playing.
Alrighty, so as you start playing your instruments, in the middle of the crowd, I'm gonna get you to roll me a performance check, please. Because I totally didn't forget that was a thing until like recently.
Yeah.
14.
Ooh.
You
Mm.
get quite a few people that are like turning and listening to the music. You'll realize that there isn't a lot of sounds that are melodic coming around from the market stalls. The markets are primarily a place for shopping or for like meeting up with, gathering some food, enjoying yourselves, kind of like how we would go to like a fair or like a carnival or something. That kind of atmosphere. You do get a few people coming up and actually giving you a few copper pieces for playing. They think that you are kind of technically busking, which is nice. So you will get about 7 copper pieces for playing. But you do also see someone kind of walking up, and as you're starting to wind down after playing for, say, about half an hour or so, you do see a gentleman kind of come up and they give you a little clap as everybody starts to join in.
Do I see the penguin?
You don't see the penguin.
God.
The gentleman
He's
kind
up
of
to
walks up
something.
and is like, not bad. Quite decent, actually. It's been a while since we've seen an instrument played with conviction rather than just, strings strung. If that makes sense, I'm sure you understand.
At that
You're not
moment,
from here.
actually, at that moment, Lando kind of pulls back on his
Oh.
talent a bit because he wants to try to keep hiding the magic because this dude makes him nervous.
Okay. Are you playing? Are you still just detect magicking?
Oh, I've just been playing a song. It's not
Okay.
actually been a magical song necessarily, but
You don't know that.
it's not necessarily been a magical song necessarily, but it's more about this dude makes me nervous, and I don't want him to
Okay.
even recognize maybe who I am.
Lando,
Okay.
all music is magic. Okay? It's the voice of our soul.
Okay, Socrates. Anyway,
I was about to say, shut the fuck
all music is magical. The voice of our soul, Sun Tzu. So as the gentleman's kind of
Text this
walking up
shit.
and stands there, I'm assuming you're not from here, correct? Well, it's the first time we've seen new faces. I frequent the markets often.
Oh, I'm just from right out of town. I've only recently began having enough confidence in myself to start playing in public. So you may not have seen me before. I'm just from right outside of town.
Right, just outside of town, of course. Yes, that makes total sense. You know what? How about we believe you, and we not continue that part? A new person doesn't play like that, but if you want to stay anonymous, that is fair. Why?
I didn't say I was a new person. I said I only recently had the confidence to play in public. I've been
Yes.
playing for 20 years.
And confidence portrays into your ability to play an instrument. Regardless of how long you've been playing, it takes confidence to be able to do something. Practice as much as you like, but once you're on stage, people freak.
I
Anyway,
didn't realize I was on a stage.
the world is a stage. Everywhere.
Okay, I can't say music is magic, but you can say the
All
world
right
is a
now.
stage.
Because
That's
the
not
difference is
fair.
that people can play instruments and do like music, and it means absolutely fucking nothing to people.
I'm with Lando here. I don't trust this guy.
No, like this dude.
Good.
Can someone do can we do insight roll on this dude?
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah.
Whoever
See
wants
who the
to.
hell this dude is?
Right.
I will. I'm getting
Anybody
weird
that
vibes
wants
off of him.
to do an insight.
Ooh, I got a 5.
Nice.
Funny how the two people are the most suspicious. They're like, meh. And
That
Val.
one.
That one. Val, you're starting to get overwhelmed a little bit with how
Yeah,
many people are around. Let's say
I got
that.
the overstimmies.
Got the overstimmies. Lando Rose, you two don't trust him.
I think I get distracted by Val. I think I'm picking up on the fact that she is getting
Coral,
overwhelmed.
I need
my dear
quiet.
friend,
I need books.
you recognize that he has the symbol of the hawk on his on his lapel. There's like a little badge that has a symbol of a hawk, and you recognize it as someone who is higher up within the religious section of cities. You recognize that each city kind of has their own, like each big city has their own animal that represents them. So one, the Ura animal is the hawk, and you'll recognize that he has a silver one, so he's quite high up, but he's not like, in the inner circle of the people, the towns, the mayors, stuff like that. But he does travel between cities, so you're able to recognize that this guy has some sway.
So it's like each city has like a patron animal god thing. Is that what?
Sorry?
So like the city has like a patron animal god of the hawk, or?
So each city has a animal that represents the city itself.
Got it.
So, like the city of Ura has the hawk, the city of Zapran has like a lightning bird and stuff like that. Like
It's what their
each
football
city-
team's named after.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Pretty much. Like that's probably the best analogy that you could do for it. Like each animal is their football team, and these guys support the Hawks. Is that an
Okay.
actual team? I don't know. I'm just making that joke up. But yeah, so you recognize that this town and the coloring where the lapel is, they are quite higher up, and they are a part of the religious sector in this town, rather than being just a architecture or an engineer or something like that. So you recognize that they have some power and some sway, but that they probably are right now just kind of looking around the market searching for stuff.
Huh.
So
you've
what
been,
brings you here?
So, what's this dude trying to bully us about? I don't understand. Like, what's catching his attention?
I mean,
Your
you're playing
music.
pretty well. Yeah, you're literally attracting attention with your playing here.
I suppose, but I'm playing music. I'm not quite sure I understand.
Beautifully.
Okay.
You're doing a great job.
Great job.
I noticed.
Okay.
I don't think it means any
I'm
harm.
gonna say, we get ready to run and get the fuck up out of here. But how y'all feel about me casting friends on him and asking him what the fuck's up?
I'd say, you know
I don't
what?
think you need it. You could just ask him what the fuck's up without.
So
magic.
here's what I'll say. Above table, I think you should do it. In character, Rose is going to pull Val to the side and say, I see that you're a little overwhelmed, and I would like to go to the library. Would you come with me?
Yes, library
yeah,
seems
get
very
Val out of here.
And then the two of us are gonna head on to the library. Do what you will.
All
Okay,
I'll
I'm
I'll
gonna
schmooze
cast.
this guy while they take off.
I'm gonna cast friends on myself. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna do it using subtle spell.
On yourself.
Yes. Or no, I'm gonna
Yeah.
friends. It casts on myself, and then I aim it at a creature. So
Okay.
it casts on myself, and then I aim it at this dude. And so it's gonna give me advantage on charisma for the next minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna say, "Hey,
The fuck.
the fuck."
over there.
Honestly, that's it. Hey, the fuck.
I am specifically going to get you to explain or ask the question that will require a charisma check.
Okay, all right.
As far as it's
How about
concerned, all
actually?
you've
How about
done is
this?
just cast a spell and said "the fuck, bro." Like,
The
what is the
fuck,
style?
bud. Okay. Instead, all right. How about you tell me what the fuck is up? Persuasion. Or maybe
Roll,
Yeah,
roll
intimidation.
persuasion.
that
depending on how
sounds
you
too
want it.
intimidating. You could be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
why don't you tell me what the fuck, man?"
And I'm over here like playing
Roll.
music. How about you tell me what the fuck is up?
Roll persuasion or intimidation, whichever one you want, with advantage, and it
I
will
think
lower his DC for the check.
intimidation or persuasion.
Whichever
Let's see.
one
Let's
is
say I
higher
think
for
I'd
you,
rather
mate.
intimidate him. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, no. You don't want the cops on you.
I think we're past that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, dirty
Alright.
20.
Okay, so you got the dirty 20, which is quite nice. He kind of looks at you and chuckles a little before he kind of gives you this, not a sly grin, but he kind of like looks you up and down and just has a little grin on his face as he's like, I recognize the music. I wanted to see who was playing. And he kind of looks you up and down again. And he has like you can notice a little glint in his eyes. He's like, maybe the
tell you what,
playing isn't
friend.
the only good thing about this one.
I'll tell you what, friend. How about
Mhm.
you go ahead and move along?
That's another persuasion check. Or intimidation, whichever one you want.
I thought you were gonna ask him for information first, like where things are.
Should it be at advantage? Oh, it should be
It
advantage.
is
Still
an
got a
advantage, yeah.
minute, right?
So that there was a 7 on the first one because that sucked. So second one is oh god.
Wow,
So
13.
the
So, yeah.
13 will
Okay.
still do it. And you see
Okay.
that he looks at you, gives you a wink, and then starts to walk off back towards
Are you
the
coming
city.
on to me?
No, he's leaving. Like literally just
Oh,
said
okay.
he's walking away from you.
But is it
I'm
a
just so
wink
used to
like,
everybody coming
hey,
on to me.
you should
Oh,
follow me?
100%. 100%. This guy's like, okay, I see what you're doing. I get it. But as he kind of like gives you a wink and then starts to walk back, yeah. What are you two wanting to do at the moment?
I say we just let him go. Me trying to tell him to fucking leave works, so I say let him go. What do you think, Coral?
Yeah, do it.
Saw that going so much
Ooh, he's
worse
rolling his
in
eyes.
my
I
head.
hate
So,
that.
after a few minutes, the spell has ended. There's a few minutes have gone past, and nothing has really been kind of happening, which is nice. As you guys are kind of, I would assume, maybe walking around the market, kind of looking around a few things, a couple of guards start to appear around the two of you. And before either of you could really say anything, two guards each behind the both of you have wrapped and has tied your hands. You two are under arrest.
Dun dun dun.
Mm,
The both of you are under arrest and immediately you are muted because you keep forgetting to unmute yourself. I saw that,
I always-
Arthur.
I mute myself when I try to have to fix my power
Yeah.
cable.
Yeah.
But I'm like, unhand me. I have my Miranda rights. What have I done?
Oh, you've
What seems
been
to be the
Miranda.
problem?
Nice. Well, the two of you have used magic. The two of you have
I've done no such thing.
suggested. Let's use suggested on somebody else to leave you alone, give some magic, give some information. We don't know, we don't care. All we know is once the magic effect faded and they let us know, you know what people are like with magic in this world. You are coming with us.
yeah, I was afraid of that
As the
with
two of
friends
you
because the person
are
knows, right?
being. Yeah, after a minute, the person
Uh-huh.
knows and immediately becomes hostile towards you.
Yeah.
If they are relatively angry, they will also attack. However, after going through with a 15 from Coral and noticing that they are a bit higher up, if they're hostile, they're still going to find some way to get back at you. They have used their
Yeah,
connections.
I was afraid of when
How
the friends wore
many
off.
how many guards are around us?
5.
Calm. No.
How close are they to us?
So you have 2 that are kind of locked behind you. They have your hands tied off and they're behind you. They're holding onto you. Coral, you have 2 that have kind of done the same to you. Although they're a little bit less handsy with you because they know that Lando was the one that cast the spell. But being close proximity, still talking to him, you're associated with it. You're done by association. The knight is standing 20 feet off to the side and just watching.
So they're trying to arrest me.
Yep.
What I was holding my my loot. What's the process? What's happening here? Because
Go.
I want to try to react. So I want to know what happens.
I will give you the chance to react, but it's going to have to be an instant reaction of casting a spell. You won't be able to have the chance to move your hands or do anything. Because as far as you guys know, these guards have kind of walked up and just grabbed you.
So I can cast a spell?
You can cast a spell.
Oh,
All right.
Couldn't
So,
possibly make the situation any worse.
I think I'm about to make it better.
Oh.
I'm going to
Open
use
new Google tabs.
I'm going to use careful spell from my
Okay.
meta magic, and I'm going to cast Thunder Wave to hit all of them except Coral. And they got to pass a Constitution 14.
No worries. So as you did you say 14 you said? Cool. As I roll these dice. Okay. Your 2 passed.
Oh no.
One of Coral's passed. The other one did
No,
not.
so I'm using careful spell to where Coral doesn't have to pass.
I think he means
Yeah,
the
yeah,
two.
yeah.
Guards
automatically
do.
Guards behind me.
Because there are 2 guards
Someone-
behind Coral, there's 2 guards behind you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm following. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is, as I said, this is an instant reaction kind of
Mhm.
thing. Like, you only get the chance to cast a spell due to the fact of people would grab your hands and you wouldn't be able to use them for whatever reason. Obviously, you've got meta magic, so who the fuck cares? You're like, you've taken my hands. Oh no! Kind of a
Tape my mouth
situation.
too. Let's see how that goes for you.
As you do, you like cast a spell. The thunder wave hits. As it hits, your 2 kind of are still holding on to you, but they've obviously taken some damage. The 2 that have held on to Coral, one of them did get pushed backwards, The market stalls, the markets themselves that are like near you, that's off to the side a little bit, you have pushed and used that power where it has broken and smashed one of the market stalls, so that's kind of been pushed backwards as the civilian has been thrown backwards through their
Oh no,
market.
not a civilian.
You're in the middle of a market square and you cast Thunderwave. Like,
But it's only like
I
a
want
small
to let you do
square
things, but as a DM, I'm like, this is not
me.
good.
You didn't tell me there were civilians within my aim.
Yes, there are.
Dude,
I
yeah.
shouldn't need to tell you there are civilians nearby. You're in a market. Have you
Right.
been to a market? It's
We'll
crowded
come
as
bail you out
fuck.
later.
Literally an entertainer. You just got a whole bunch of people around you.
Come bail you out later.
A bunch of people who are already afraid of magic now just got hit with
Yep.
Thunderwave.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
What are you doing? Because this is going to impact what I'm doing.
This is turning out poorly. All right.
No, what
so
part did you think was gonna go well?
I thought they were gonna get pushed back,
I was on record of saying this is going
and
to
we
make
were
this
gonna get
worse.
to run. I thought it was gonna push them back, and we were gonna run. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Episode 5, Rose and Val break these two out of jail.
Armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break.
Oh my god.
I love that we have no idea this is happening, right? Because we just were like,
you
let's go
two
find
are
the
completely oblivious.
let's go find the library.
Yep.
Okay.
I also feel real bad for
Cast-
Coral right now because this is just happening to him, right?
Yeah.
Coral has literally found himself in a series of unfortunate events with this party.
It can be the ride, it can be the rap, you know? So I'll
Yeah.
Okay. I need to
Lando's
know
made poor decisions.
what you
Yeah, he
two are
does.
wanting to do.
I say we fuck them up. But well, they still all need to take the damage. So what's the damage?
What is
So
the damage? Feel free to roll that.
yeah,
one
the damage.
can
You
get
literally
just
killed
one
them.
of them.
You're casting
one
the spell, so
Well, I
so
know,
one
but how-
failed.
only one failed, so they'll take full damage here. 16 damage.
It might have literally killed a guard.
Murdered a guy.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder.
Murder. Spells.
What we want.
Resisting
manipulation,
arrest.
Resisting arrest.
Okay. 1, 2, 3,
I've done
4,
horribly.
5, 6,
Isn't there like
7.
a being naughty in public law?
8. Oh,
See,
we're about
the
to find out.
intention was push them back and run. This was not what was supposed to happen.
Okay, so it's 5, and then so
It
1,
never
2,
goes
3,
to
4,
plan.
5, 6,
Yep.
7,
No.
8, 9.
The second one's going to take 3.
Okay.
The third one's going to take 3.
Okay.
The fourth
Wait,
one's
isn't
going
that
to
just
take.
one damage roll for the whole lot?
Yeah, it's one damage
underway.
roll.
Yeah,
it's just,
so you
it's
just-
just the first damage
Oh,
roll.
I'm
The
sorry.
others take
I'm
8,
sorry.
yeah.
Oh.
And so the ones that passed got 8.
Okay, I actually need to look this up. Did you straight up murder a bitch?
With 16 damage, I kind of hope so. It makes this much more interesting.
347. If you want to actually look this up, if you've genuinely killed this guy.
I think Killer Bubbles, I just saw what you said in the chat. I think we should name this Lando Makes Bad Decisions.
Episode 4. Lando makes bad decisions.
Okay, I have talked to the gods, also known as the Monster Manual.
Uh-huh.
The two that are holding onto you, they kind of just like shrug it off a little bit. They look kind of like they look pretty annoyed, and they are very upset and angry with you. The civilian in the market stall, the guard that was holding Coral, and another civilian that was just walking past at the time, you've murdered 3 people.
Oh my god.
no!
As you have sensed, the first guard flying the 5, I think it's 5 feet for Thunderwave, is pushed backwards. It's 10 feet. You have launched these motherfuckers. Holy shit. Holy crap. You have launched the person holding the market stall. You've destroyed their market stall, and you've sent them flying 10 feet back
Property
through
damage.
the back of it. You've killed one of the guards that were holding Coral. I mean, Coral, hey, you're free to move, which is a plus, which is nice.
Val, we
Yeah,
don't
Coral,
know
you should
these
get the fuck
people.
up out of here.
We
You
don't
should
know
get the
these
fuck
people.
up out of here.
Never once in our lives have we met.
And
Oh.
the other civilian that was just kind of walking past has been pushed 10 feet back and has, as they've landed like on their back and just kind of rolled backwards. Essentially, you've
Eight.
kind of like broken that one's back. They're not coming back down.
Lando
Oh,
makes poor
no.
decisions.
Lando makes poor decisions.
Coral, you are free and you should run. You should run and just get the fuck up out of here and say, bye,
What-
Lando. This is your
Hang on.
problem now.
I don't know this
What's-
man.
Hang
What's
on,
the surviving
hang on.
guard doing?
Sorry?
What is the surviving guard that's on me doing?
That's on you doing. They've half let go of you. You know when you hold on to some like a child, but you don't want to hold
Yeah.
onto it tight to like still give them a bit of room to move. That's kind of the
Yeah.
situation they've got on you at the moment, where like they're holding on to you and they're like looking at you before they look at Lando. What are you saying in reaction to this?
I'm looking back at him like, oh my god, like I'm just looking at him totally in shock and like I'm trying to make myself look like not a threat. He's the one that's a threat, you know.
You
This
can
is
roll
bad.
me persuasion with advantage because
Persuasion.
they are not paying attention to you at the moment.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Persuasion with advantage. Oh, good thing I didn't roll it with advantage. Why didn't you?
Yeah, well, hopefully you roll a bit better than that.
Yeah, there we go. 16.
Rav, roll a
16
new
thing.
character because yours is about to be executed for murder.
Think so. Unintentional.
I'm trying to
poor
like
decision.
avoid the situation of Lando getting absolutely fucking murked. But I've also made it clear that in this world, magic is looked down upon very hard.
trial.
You're right. You have. If Lando be dead, Lando be dead.
I will say
My feelings won't be hurt. I'll understand.
the
I need a
the
calculator.
idea wasn't terrible, like to try to push them away and
Well,
run, but just
as
the
a player-
method of how it went down.
As
Oh,
a player, I get
And
it.
the
I
whole thing
totally
fell to
get
shit.
it. I totally understand as a player. As a DM, you're a fucking idiot.
Yep.
Okay, so you are playing a bard. You're
Okay.
playing someone who's charismatic. You could talk your way out of this.
Yeah, right.
Lando.
What was that you said earlier, Rav, about people with good intentions who still do bad things?
oh my God! Take the gem from him right now.
Yeah.
Do not let. Oh my God! Do not let him get arrested with that. Holy
he's
shit!
getting
Do
arrested with
not
that
let him get
gem.
arrested with that gem.
Try to convince them to like give you the bag.
Actually,
or something.
now that you brought that up, how could I get that to you guys?
I don't think you can.
Good question.
Oh no!
Could I
Just
like
drop it.
slide a
Drop
hand
it.
it to someone real quick?
Play,
Well, Coral's
play
the
the
only
game,
one there.
drop it. I'm the only one here.
What do you think, DM? Can I do that?
Everybody is I can't, with good conscience, say no, you can't, because everyone's quite taken aback at the fact that you just murdered 3 people and pushed a lot of people back. The only downside is that the 2 guards that are holding onto you passed, so they're still holding onto you. It's a little bit light around your wrists, but they still have a grip. So theoretically speaking, you could probably break free and do something, but nothing is going to be subtle and everything is going to be very obvious.
We're past subtle. All right, that ship
Yeah.
has
Oh, yeah, no.
sailed.
Okay, I'm telling you now, Ravnok, as DM to player, your next actions will decide whether you live or die. Because
I've kind of already decided that Lando's dead. I've kind of already accepted it in
I
my
don't
head
want to
that
be that person, but like
Lando's made poor decisions and he's dead.
Oh,
I will
God.
give you. Okay, let's assess the situation and the information that you have. you know that you're fucked. Plain and simple. Lando is fucked. You know that
Done
you have the
poorly.
2 guards on you. You know that there's 1 guard on Coral. These 2 civilians, you've broken a market stall. 1 guard is dead. There is still a knight standing off to the side that has watched this whole thing happen. He is, I'm going to tell you now, he's the one that's going to do the killing blow, because this is trial and executioner right here. You have the crystal, which you know is very powerful. You know that it does something, but it's in the right hands. But you also know that the public perception of it is not great. So, with all of these options and all of the things that you want to do, I will give you the chance to do 1 Hail Mary to try and get yourself out of here. If you can come up with something or creative or whatever, I love that shit, and we can play it out.
Do you have any fire spells that you could set that gem on fire and explode it?
No.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
just blow yourself up. Misty Step. We're not high enough level, are we?
We're not high enough
No.
for Misty Step.
I have sleep. Maybe put some guards to sleep and run. I don't know. I've got nothing.
Well, you have sleep, and they have taken some
I've done
damage.
poorly.
Well, they've taken some damage, so it might work, dude.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If one of them died to 16, sleep can roll up to 40.
The guards that are holding on to you guys had 11 HP. So with the 8 damage from them all, they are down to 3, but you still have the knight, and the knight has more HP than the guards, I would just tell that.
Yeah,
Well,
but the
that's
guards.
fine. If
also
I can get the
standing-
guards, if I can get the guards, we can run.
Yeah,
And if I can outrun the knot, then that's all I need. I don't need to beat the knot. I need to outrun it.
But it doesn't say anything how... Do you remember at the start when I said that there are some mages in towns that are specifically used for things? For example, harvesting with the druids, or like catching people and doing stuff. That there are mages around, but some are sanctioned by the cities to work for them.
If you got a subtle spell, they still can't counter it. But yeah,
I've used both of my meta
I've
slots.
done some maths. I'm going to hold the numbers over here so you can't see what the number is. But I've done some maths for what this knight is going to do. And I'm telling you now, you need to Hail Mary something or you're probably going to die. And I will feel bad.
no, you won't. Don't lie.
You're not gonna feel bad at all.
And cutie. Too bad
I'm
he's
just
dumb
not
as hell.
not sure what Hail Mary I could do. I just don't know if I have that Hail Mary.
You have a blood sanguine crystal that is very powerful.
Just
that you don't
just
know
fucking
what it
try it.
does.
Just try it. You
I'll
know what?
point it at him and do a thing. I don't know what do I do with it. I don't know what like.
Smash it on the ground.
At this point, there's no way they're not gonna find out we have it. Right? Either they kill you and they
Okay.
find it on your corpse,
All right,
or
all right,
they
all right.
just
Smash it on
blow
the ground or
it.
something.
Why
I'm
not?
gonna pull it out. I'm gonna aim it towards the dude, and I'm gonna cast Thunderwave through it.
Alright.
The thing that
That's
just
right,
killed 3
electricity.
people.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill more people. May as well. Let's just
more.
fucking do it.
What is happening right
Sorry.
now?
Well,
First things first.
I mean, what's this Hail Mary I'm supposed to do? I
Me
don't
personally, with a high charisma,
Okay,
would have
alright,
pulled it
alright,
out
let's
and started
pause this. I
waving it
wanna hear what-
around, threatening people first, maybe. I like the
okay,
thunder
okay.
wave though. Let's do that.
Yeah.
No,
There
no,
we
no.
go.
Okay. No, I don't want to fuck up more. I
I
don't want to fuck it up more.
It's
Oh my
happening.
god. Let's I'll wave it around first. I'll wave it around and be like, I've got this shit. Back the fuck up.
People do start backing up. You see the knight takes a step back.
I'm backing up.
Before I would recommend backing up.
Backing
As
up.
the knight steps forward,
I didn't mean to
You don't
kill all
know.
those people. I'm
you
really
don't
sorry,
know how
everybody.
to use that. This means
I'm
nothing.
a good dude. I swear. But back the fuck up. That's what Lando's like.
You don't know how to use that. This is an empty threat. The knight
Well, I
is
feel
going
like by
to...
this point, me and Coral have at least been able to back up. Have we at least been able to do that?
You've backed up a little bit.
Yeah,
But
and just to be clear, I'm backing up in a direction very different than you are.
Okay.
Carol's
am
like,
a bit
I don't
here.
know this person.
Trouble.
As you are waving this crystal around, people start screaming. People start running. The public perception of these crystals have far outweighed what you've been told by the guide. It is genuine fear that these people have in their hearts as soon as they see this crystal. The knight is the only one that stands there. The two guards that were holding onto you have run. The guard that was holding onto Coral before has run. The knight itself is the only one that has not moved. He has assessed the situation, and he says, "You don't know how to use that. No one does." And he is going
About
to...
how far away from him am I?
You're probably around 40 feet.
I don't need to know how to use it. I use the dash action and I run.
He is going to react. He is going to cast a spell. I need to know how much HP you have.
It's gonna be bad.
17.
I feel really bad.
That's all right. Do it.
As
Lando made poor decisions.
As you start to run, you get maybe 20 feet before you start to feel sluggish. You get about 25 feet before your vision starts to go funny. And you get 30 feet before you fall asleep. As you're sitting on the ground, Coral, you will realize that the sleep spell didn't affect you. You didn't feel tired, you didn't feel anything. So you need to make a split decision now what you're going to do. As you see the knight toss his wand aside as it breaks and shatters on the ground after casting the spell, and pulls out another very nice looking ornate black rod from his pockets. And you can tell that this is his main weapon.
Yeah, single-use
is there-
wands, not very efficient there.
Yeah. Okay. So what other? I'm just gonna look around at who else is here. Is everyone? Literally everyone else run except for this knight?
Every single person except for you and this knight has started running.
All right. How are my hands? Are they bound?
Your hands
still?
are free.
My hands are free. He's the only one here.
Yes. You see
Fuck,
that the
heal
knight
up.
starts to get ready. He's
I'm
starting
gonna-
to...
Charge him and hit him as hard as I can.
Remember, you started running in a different direction. Which direction did you start running away from?
Yeah. So originally, I was backing away slowly, getting as much distance from him as possible. But if I'm still within, if I can intervene on this, if I'm close enough to intervene, I'm going to.
Did you start running along with Lando though? Because remember, you guys were about 40 feet away from him.
The original, no. I was going in a different direction because, the bad decisions seem like this is not going to end up well. So,
Okay.
if I'm close enough, I'm gonna judge it. If I'm close enough that I can intervene and stop him, I'm going to. But if I'm not, then yeah.
I'm a little bit annoyed with myself that I've been so sick the past couple of weeks that I haven't been able to make a battle map to make this easier. So Lando was 40 feet,
Yeah.
ran to get to 60 feet, started to feel weird. 25 feet, vision started to go. 30 feet. Lando is 70 feet away from the knight and is unconscious, out cold. He is asleep.
And the knight is slowly approaching him.
The knight has only tossed aside the single-use wand of sleep and has taken maybe 5 feet forward. So if you were standing with Lando before he started running, that would be 35 feet now.
Okay.
So I would need to know what is your movement speed.
Then my movement speed is 30 feet. So I think I'm in range then.
Okay. I will give you
Alright.
the chance to do something reckless
It-
and likely very
it
soon.
I'm
wakes
gonna
me
do
up.
it.
It wakes me up
going
to take
to-
any damage at all. So if you hit me with like any damage at all, it wakes me up.
Cute. Anyway.
Nope. I'm charging this guy and I'm gonna hit him. I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Should I roll attack?
Yeah, you're charging him, and
I sure am.
I need to.
Good God, what am I doing? Rolling a 1. That's what I'm doing.
Oh no!
Coral
No.
makes bad decisions.
So it's just
Coral
bad
makes bad
decisions. 'Cause
decisions,
everyone's
too.
making bad decisions.
Bad decisions.
You've hit him.
Oh,
Wait, actually, did you hit him?
what? What? How?
You
I
need
doubt
to roll to hit.
I did. I rolled a.
Well, 1.
6, so I rolled 1.
All I see is a longsword to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
right,
the
that
hit,
one.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got confused. I thought you were rolling damage. I'm like, damn, you pretentious
No.
bitch. No.
No.
As you are running, I don't need to roll those dice. I need to roll these dice. As you have started to charge at this knight, you get the chance to say something.
All right. Bonus action. I'm casting Shield of Faith.
Okay. As you are.
Boy,
We're
do
doing
we need
this.
it.
We're doing this.
Rose, I'm
The-
so glad we left.
I am
So
too.
glad.
You know,
All right.
I'm just looking
It
forward to a nice,
really-
relaxing afternoon of reading and catching back up with Ramona. I just cannot wait. It's just
Right.
going to be
We're
nothing
like
can go
arm
wrong.
in arm, like skipping away.
I need you to roll me initiative.
All right.
And my.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
no. Hey, Wolf.
Yeah,
do
me.
you remember? Do you remember in Kupo Quest when you rolled the dice and you said, "Oh, I need to take a photo of this because these
Oh,
players won't
no.
believe me.
Oh,
I am putting this
no.
into the player's place."
That's either good or bad. It's either a 20 or a 1.
That's a
bad.
20.
Yeah.
That's a nat 20.
No.
You should have ran,
Yep.
Coral. I did poorly. I made poor decisions. You didn't have to make poor decisions behind me. You guys could have went on and been fine.
Oh, we know that we can.
This is what we're going to do.
This
Okay.
this is proving right now that women are smarter than men.
Yep.
Both girl PCs were like, we're gonna get
My
out of
next
here.
character's a female. That's all that's all I know.
Temptation episode 4 titled "We Chose the Bear." So with the natural 20, he's going to go first.
yeah.
And I need to know, do spells crit on sleeping targets? Or is it just an automatic succeed?
No.
Okay.
No, sleep is just they don't sleep
They
is just sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just incapacitated.
Alright. I need to do some.
Yeah,
How much
only
HP
melee
do you have?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's just a couple
17.
of things that go into it because I mean, you're still prone. I mean, you just got to take into account all the different conditions that you would be. But
Yeah, incapacitation just is melee at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Unconscious.
That
You're
one.
incapacitated. You automatically
That
get
one.
strength.
That one.
save.
That one.
Attacks against it have
That one.
advantage.
At least
That
we
one.
can say Lando
one.
died in his sleep.
yeah.
And
If you're
Peacefully.
within 5 feet, you get a crit. It's an automatic crit.
Okay, so yeah, it's
17
the melees.
is your max. Okay. Coral, you are watching this knight pull out his black wand. His ornate proper, this is one given to him by the king of the country. These are only given to people that have the ability to portray magic in a justice sense to protect the country. You only know this because of your work with the Paladin's Guard. So you are
Okay.
aware that there is some knights, some people set in each town to protect each town using a magical means. Everybody knows who these people are because magic is so frowned upon. Everybody knows what access these people have. You are able to stand there and try to do something. The knight looks at you and says, "We're going to assume that you didn't know him, and I'm going to suggest you run." As he grabs his wand, aims it at Lando's unconscious asleep body, and you see clouds start to form in the sky
Oh
as
no.
rain falls, as a lightning strike comes down and hits him for 35 damage.
Oh no.
Which, if
Oh,
I remember D&D
no.
rules, kills Lando outright. From 17 plus 17 is 34.
Yep.
Welcome to bad decisions
Bad decision. Okay.
in D&D.
Well, that's what I was saying. Coral should have ran at the
Yep,
beginning.
hey, if he's going to get the opportunity to not know you, I guess I have to take it.
The night after
Yeah.
casting the spell, you can see in shock, in horror or something, as Lando's body just becomes not eviscerated, but the lightning strike comes down and he is barely recognizable, charred to a cinder from the heat of the lightning bolt. And as he's kind of just standing there, well, he's kind of laying there, he ain't doing much standing anymore. But as he's kind of laying there and just you witness the power of what these people have, two things go through your mind. One, these magic users in towns that have these abilities are way more powerful than people think they do. Because as far as everyone's concerned, they're like maybe, what, second, third level mages? But he cast a third level spell, so he's at least level 5 or higher. You will also know that as a knight, considering he's wearing heavy armor and swords, that he can do magic through some other means. So they're not just melee, they're not just magical. The knight is going to turn to you, and as he holds up his wand, you didn't know him. Clearly, by your reaction. You didn't know that he had casted magic. The shocked look on your face was one that showed that. You didn't hear him cast magic with subtle spells, something that these mages are able to do. Leave. Otherwise, you're next.
I look back
That
at
is...
the
Go.
corpse, back up slowly, and then, yeah.
That is where
Back.
we're going to end this session.
Leave.
We're at the library, Coral.
So the
Maybe
first thing
that's
I
where
want
you
to
guys
do is
go.
I want to find Hermona. Then I've really just been reading this series, and I want to see if they have the third book. It's been really good so far. Oh my god!
But yes, the name
got
of
in
this
trouble.
episode has to be Lando Makes Poor
The
Decisions.
poor decisions for
Poor
sure.
decisions.
Oh my
I knew
god!
I needed something here to keep him out of trouble, and good God, I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
You
Boy,
did
did
not.
he get in trouble.
Lando told you to run 3 times, and you did not. So you're a good dude. You're a
On
great
the
dude.
bright
You're an
side,
awesome paladin. You're a fantastic paladin, but you're stupid.
on the bright side, Lando. On the bright
He told
side,
you to
you went
run
out with a
3
bang.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
You did. People need to
It
stop
was-
dying because now I have to redo the intro and everything again.
Dun dun dun.
So
Or
obviously,
just make another bard, and all you have to do is change the name.
obviously,
Nah,
still more than
I'm not gonna
welcome
let
to make a
Lord.
new character. Still more than welcome to keep coming in and join, obviously.
Into the meat
But
grinder.
effectively speaking, Lando has died.
Oh,
Yep.
that
And-
was.
Bye. I'll never see any of you people again, and
Bye.
then like you never hear from me ever again.
And you were sassy at us. The last things that you said to Rose and
Oh,
and
no.
Val were sassy.
They
mean.
were. They were.
Because you guys
And
hurt my feelings.
Rose never knew if he forgave her. This might bother
your
her,
hits,
actually.
What you shouldn't take, you're taking from it that the last thing I did was sass, but what you should take from it is the last thing you did was hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Like Rose, this might like legitimately affect Rose. Oh
Oh,
no.
Oh no.
That's gonna affect her pretty badly too. Oh my god.
Yeah, everyone's gonna feel
What
real
is
bad.
this? And I
My
took
next character is gonna be
responsibility of
wild.
keeping him out of trouble, and this didn't happen.
I was not
know.
expecting a character death tonight. I'll be honest with you.
Neither was I. I was like,
I wasn't
hey, it's
either.
market. We're gonna find
just
some
character
info and
death,
get
it's
inside
like
to the
the
library.
goddamn-
And Lando's like, I'm gonna cast magic and fuck shit up and take some bitches down. I mean,
I
hey,
just
you
wanted to
murdered
get
3
out of
people.
there. I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal. I was going for the subtle magic with the magic that didn't hit my allies, and I was thinking
Mhm.
we were gonna pop them back and run. I wasn't
I'll-
thinking it was gonna be so disastrous. But you
I
know,
mean,
It
how
still
goes.
could have worked if more of them had
It
failed.
could have.
Yeah.
and
Only
it
one
also
of
could
them
have gone a
failed.
lot differently if I actually hit with my attack, because I was planning on smiting this bitch. And it
Oh,
would
yeah.
got really.
It
Right.
would have. I'll tell you now. It wouldn't have done much, except that he probably would have turned a lightning
Yeah.
bolt on you instead.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because with Lando
Dun,
being
dun,
asleep,
dun.
they
And
here's the thing.
Lando would have woke up and been like, "You
Lando
bitch! I told you.
asleep
You stupid
and-
bitch! I told you not to do that."
wouldn't have been able to like do anything, sell anything for like a minute. I think they're asleep
Yeah.
for. But with the whole logic of mages aren't good, magic is not good. No one likes magic in this side of the world. The instant reaction of people with untapped or untrained. Basically, if the king or the guard doesn't like someone or doesn't specifically say you can use magic, the instant result is either jail or death, depending on what happens. And consider you
Like
cast
murdering
Thunderwave
3 people.
and property damage, murdered a guard and 2 other people.
Okay, I got
like,
2
damn,
things.
you went out well.
I will say, I was only told there was guards there. I didn't know there was a bunch of civilians around.
At that
You were
point, you
in
were
a
dead
market.
anyway. You'd signed your death warrant at that
Yeah.
point. I do think it's if you'd have just gone with them, you probably could have gotten out of jail.
That was my plan. That was my plan. We're charismatic. We could have done that.
Coral,
Yeah,
though,
right.
I need to clarify
Yeah.
because he told you
Yeah.
to go and you left.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The gem just fell into this dude's hands. Like
Yes, it did.
the gem just fell into that wizard's hands. That's not gonna come
Yeah.
back and bite us in the ass ever. I'm
As
sure.
far as you two know, if you want to post session, if we're still recording this part, I don't know.
We are.
I will get you to make me a perception check, Coral, if you want to.
Sure.
Because you knew that he was holding onto the crystal, and the guide did say you do not shock it, you do not burn it, you do not melt it, or it will explode.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
Luckily for you, that Lando was 70 feet away. With the lightning bolt that came down and shocked his body, obviously the lightning still attaches itself to anything that's on the body. With the shock that run through and it's being specifically a lightning damage and being warned not to zap it, not to melt it, not to burn it. Don't feed it after midnight. Don't
Don't get it wet.
Don't get it wet.
Don't bump-
As the lightning bolt comes down and hits, it's also lucky that everybody ran when he showed the crystal, because as soon as the lightning bolt hit, it did explode. And
Okay.
essentially speaking, what happens when they explode is it's basically an upcasted. I don't want to call it an upcasted fireball, but like that's the best spell for a large amounts of damage in a large area. And this
Concussive.
thing explodes out. The difference is that there was no fire damage. It is just a concussive sonic blast that shoots out. And as you kind of do it, you're going to make me a religion check for the very last one.
Okay, and I'm not
Because
trying.
this-
I'm not trying to keep it going, but just out of curiosity, how noisy or would Rose and Val hear
you would
this?
be able to hear, you would be able, everybody in this town with
The thunderclap.
200 feet
Okay.
would be able to hear this explosion.
So what I'm imagining, Val, is that we're sitting at a little table with little tiny teacups, and they shake a little bit, and we're like, "Huh, what was that?"
Like, damn. With a 16, Coral, you
Yeah.
see that as it explodes, as the crystal explodes, your kind of faith, your like sight of what you see that is holy and everything that you hold dear to yourself is questioned for half a second as you see two souls of people come out of these crystals that fly off towards the sky. You know one thing, only one person died. But as the crystal explodes and two very white, pure souls go flying up into the sky, you now have a pretty good idea how these crystals are charged.
Oh shit!
Okay.
And you now understand why they are definitely not good in the wrong hands.
Yep. All right.
Or how they're made.
Interesting.
So, lots of revelations that weren't expected to be happening.
Yeah, no kidding.
This session. Holy shit, the last hour was fucking wild.
Yeah, I am so glad we noped out of there,
Yeah, me too.
and for character
Ravdoc.
reasons. You were overstimulated, and I needed to go see my girlfriend. So
Ravdoc, I
Lando.
love you.
Lando.
Oh no, that's all right. Honestly, I didn't like that Lando that much, so
That's fair.
no, I'm excited about making a new character.
So, what I'll do is I do this for my players in my other campaign, but the ultimate plan that I had for Lando, before obviously they died, is a similar situation with what Ava did with the orphanage, in that they were going to start having a little person that would start to be their kind of person running through. The little kid knows who Lando is and knew about their family, knew that they were running, knew everything about them. The ultimate goal was going to be that you would have found your family. The only surviving member would have been your little sister, which is the one that had been chasing you around that you wouldn't know until the end.
oh,
That was going to be Lando's kind of
Aw.
family last moment.
Well, he did.
Yeah, he gone.
and I don't know if the rest of us care enough to hunt down any of those loose threads.
Oh no, that loose threads are gone now. There's no
Oh,
reason to have a loose thread if someone's not there to pick them up.
Lando, right before he gets struck by lightning, tosses out a diary.
Yeah.
No, he got struck and burnt to death. There's no evidence.
So
You can
extra,
remember
about it.
me.
He barely
you can
stared
throw a
anything.
diary up into the air as you die as the lightning comes down in the same way and just zaps the book into nothing. No,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yep.
I'm kidding.
Well, it uses the diary to travel.
So, hope everybody had fun and enjoyed
Yeah.
and learned a lot of
Yeah.
things.
So,
I'm
wow.
I kind of murder hoboed, and I need to watch my shit.
Little bit, yeah.
I
learned a lot.
hope now everybody understands the weight of the situation of magic in this world. And I know I said at the I want to make this clear. I know I said at the start that I'm not afraid to kill people for the story, but like that was just
That was-
bad decisions. That wasn't my fault.
I also
That
kind of
was
feel
bad
like
decision and good story at the same time.
exactly. I also kind of feel like that is kind of who Lando was. He probably would have just panicked in that situation and done exactly that.
Yeah.
So
A very in character,
Lang.
I think, yeah.
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 So
yeah.
congratulations, everybody.
So I'm just glad I didn't kill anybody else.
I was worried about
I
Coral. I really was.
feel like a dick doing this, but I did plan at the end of session 4 for everyone to level up to level 3.
So wait,
The reason I was going to do it was because I thought that we would go through the market to the library, we would meet Hermona, and then that would be like the kind of story level to level 3.
so you telling us we're not leveling up? Is that what you're saying right now?
Oh, we're leveling up.
Okay,
We're still
good.
leveling up.
Okay.
Plan was
I
to
was
still
about
do
to-
it.
Period.
The difference now is you two will still like the two girls will level up like normal when they reach Hamona. That's going to happen like at the start of the next session, whatever. Coral, yours is kind of happening now because you have just had a lot of revelations and you're like starting to feel a bit different with things. Well, hey, on the bright side, Rav, you get to make a new character at level 3. You don't have to worry about
Oh,
Lando.
so we're leveling up.
Oh
Yeah.
boy,
I was already
man.
making him at
He
level
doesn't
2.
even listen.
Girl.
No, I was making him at level 2.
Yep, level him
No,
up.
level 3. So
All right.
feel free to do whatever it is
This
that you
might-
need to do.
This might change
Um,
what you take.
Oh yeah.
I hope everybody enjoyed. Thank
Alright.
you for watching episode 4.
Yeah.
Kellen, I love you. I'm sorry.
This is
That
gonna be
was
great.
interesting.
I just want to shout
And-
out. We had a lot of new people in the chat tonight, so thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Some nice conversations, and here to witness all of Lando's bad decisions. So just wanted to say thanks for hanging out. Did you want to say anything else, Psychic, before I run through my normal spiel at the end of this stuff? Okay, so yeah, if you enjoyed this, we will be back in 2 weeks. We do this game every fortnight, but it's offset with Dragonbane next Thursday. So if you're interested in that system, check that out. Fortnightly.
Fortnightly.
But Monday we do have Kupo Quest. That's our flagship show. It's closing in on 60 episodes now, but it's a great time to jump in. We just added a new player, so Val joined that one very recently. So if you like Final Fantasy, D&D, that's where you want to check that out. And then next Wednesday we're premiering the first episode of Golden Vault. So we're doing that as kind of a rotating cast kind of thing. So that's going to be DM'd by, let's see, Lando's down there on my screen. A couple of us in that. I'm in that, of course. I'm in everything, I guess. Val, you're in the episode 1, right? Psychic,
Yep.
you're in episode 1.
I'm in episode 1. Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna be playing through those heist book. What's it called? Keys from the Golden Vault. Is that the name of the
Yep.
actual module? But yeah, so the cast will switch up a little bit between heists and things like that too. So opportunities for more people to just play around with us. So yeah, is there anything else going on?
It'll be
Feel like-
fun, and we will accept more people in the future too if people want to join.
Yeah, so check out
Yeah.
links to the Discord and the YouTube versions of this if you want to find that Wolfkin's TTRPG. So yeah, join the Discord, sign up if you want to play, just play some games with us. That Golden Vault's probably the best opportunity for that. So, and eventually we will be having the Final Fantasy 14 tabletop game. Once I read through those modules, we got a couple people going to play through that too. So, just lots of stuff going on because I don't like sleep. But other than that, that's all I got. I'm done for the week though. So we'll see you back on Monday. Anybody else got anything else you want to plug or say?
No,
Join the
goodbye.
Discord.
Yeah,
Discord.
you should. Because we're awesome and we like to talk and
Yeah.
we're going to be making fun of Lando's bad decisions for at least the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So-
I've never been a player before. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
no, dude.
No, it's great. I love it.
It was the best thing to watch. I'm so glad I wasn't Coral.
It was
but
actually really fun to die like that.
it was pretty
It was
good.
a fun death.
It was a fun death. With that, everybody, though, we will be back on Monday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye.